There have been some awkward yet friendly exchanges between the newly elected Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney and the US President Donald Trump at the White House, as both made their positions clear on issues such as trade and the prospect of America annexing its northern neighbour.
It'd really be a wonderful marriage because it's two places that get along very well. They like each other a lot.
It's not for sale, won't be for sale, ever.
Never say never. Never say never.
It was the first visit for Mr Carney to Washington since his landslide election win, which happened a week before Australians delivered a similar result in Saturday's federal election. The US president loomed large in both polls, with voters rejecting conservative Trump-style policies.
A few days ago, he won a very big election in Canada, and I think I was probably the greatest thing that happened to him, but I can't take vote credit. His party was losing by a lot, and he ended up winning, so I really want to congratulate him. It was probably one of the greatest comebacks in the history of politics, maybe even greater than mine.
The United States is Canada's largest trading partner. More than $1 trillion in goods flowed between the two countries last year. But trade tensions have strained the relationship between the long-time allies.
We don't do much business with Canada from our standpoint. They do a lot of business with us. We're at like 4%. And usually those things don't last very long. You know, we have great things, great product. The kind of product we sell, nobody else can sell.
The US has slapped tariffs of up to 25% on imports from Canada. Mr Trump says there was nothing Mr Carney could say to lift or reduce that duty. The Canadian leader says the two had a constructive meeting and signalled the president is willing to negotiate a new trade deal between the two countries.
He said that he is willing to have that negotiation. I think that's the main thing. That doesn't presuppose the outcome of the negotiation. As I've emphasized, it's a complex negotiation. There'll be zigs and zags, difficult aspects to it. But the prospect is there. We discussed it in more detail. And as I said a moment ago, we'll be following up both between officials, but also he and I in the coming weeks.
This is Liberation Day. Waiting for a long time.
It's now been more than a month since Donald Trump outlined his new tariff regime. Many countries are trying to negotiate a better rate, including Australia, which has been hit with an across-the-board 10% levy. So far, no major agreements have been struck. But Mr Trump says several trade deals are in the pipeline, including with China. Now, his Treasury Secretary says Beijing hasn't been involved in talks.
We are currently negotiating with 17 of those trading partners. China, we have not engaged in negotiations with as of yet. I would think that perhaps as early as this week, we will be announcing trade deals with some of our largest trading partners. They have come to us with very good offers.